fire. Oh, you never see it, no, you never see it, 'cause I didn't start the fire. Trying to see if I won't. Fuck, what the fuck? Who the fuck is? What are you fucking? What is this shit? Stop calling. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Hello? Hello? Yeah, you guys just called 4 times. Yeah, no, I got it. I owe you guys quite a bit of money. I get it. No, I have the money to pay you. I'm not paying you. That's what's going on. Yes, that's right. I'm not paying. I know I spent the money. I know it was my money. Typically, when you spend money, you owe it to somebody, you pay it back. But what is your name? Rakesh? Are you? Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you this one time. I'm gonna tell you like I told the VP of every other bank calling me. I got the money. I am just not paying you. So I know this has nothing to do with you. Or where's this call center out of, Rakesh? India? So you're telling me you're working for an American company calling from India trying to collect money. How about this, Rakesh? I have a cryptocurrency channel that you can check out. It's called cryptocurrencytheory.com. I want you to go to that payment button that has the little box, and I want you to write FUCK space YOU, and then I want you to press enter, and then I want you to go watch the channel, and then I want you to send me your QR code, and I want to send your life salary in Bitcoin Cash. How about that, Rakesh? Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you need my? Yeah, actually, yeah. I'll give you my personal email too. CMB holdings at protonmail.com. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. How's the weather, Rock? Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I've heard it. I heard it's nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, all right, man. You have a great day. Yeah, yeah. Pleasure talking with you. All right, all right. Take care now. Say hi to mom for me. All right, all right, all right, Rakesh. You have a good one. All right, bye bye. Guys, what is up? What is up? What is up? Sorry, a little phone call there. I'm not sure really what that even was, but we are talking about modern day hippies, guys. That's what's going on. We're talking about on the channel modern day hippies. So a little bit different show today, guys. We got a different show today. We're going to talk about the same stuff we usually talk about, but also we're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about basically my short video I made earlier. If you guys saw it, I don't know if those pop up on your screen, but what we're looking at, guys, is what's happening right now with the general scope of your reality. I want to give you guys a breakdown, right? So what is happening, guys, is there's a huge marketing campaign on top of everybody almost defaulting on all this debt, right? Or on the brink, or you're getting. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube, guys. It's easy to find stuff that's Debbie, doom gloom, Debbie Downer, things on the internet. These things are very, very easily. People always want to hear about the negative news, right? They want to hear about everybody losing everything and all this stuff. But really, what it was, guys, I want you to understand what's happened here in the last couple years. What we had is this artificial growth, guys. It wasn't real. None of this stuff was real. All the growth that happened over the last few years was artificial. This being the case, people took out debt obligations, debt instruments against debt as if this was going to be just this artificial stimulated, guys. And this is from everything. This is from even how YouTube, YouTube pays creators, to how content was coming into the system. But now, guys, now that it's back to reality and the artificial stimulated growth is gone, the unfortunate part is, guys, a lot of people took out debt obligations as if this artificial stimulated growth was going to be an ongoing, everlasting thing. That being the case, where we're at right now and everything, there's a giant marketing campaign. There's a giant amount of money being poured into, even on YouTube, guys, even into content creators are making a fortune on the fact that everybody is now unable to meet their debt obligations and basically roll into default, right? The defaults are ticking up, credit cards, foreclosures, home inventory, all the signs are coming in now that the debt ceiling has hit the absolute brink. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that life goes on. This is just a point in time where there is a gigantic magnification of how much most people don't have and how expensive everything is now. But guys, did you ever really for one second think in your head that prices are going to come down? Like, did we ever, like, I never thought as a, even in my early years, guys, I never thought like, oh yeah, these things are just going to get cheaper over time. Really, the fact that nobody's really making that much of a difference out there, the stimulated growth is now almost like a burden, right? And that's what's going on. So that's what I mean by this idea of modern day hippies, guys, is because if you go back and you look at history, when we had these periods of high inflation, we had these revolutions of sorts. You could call hippies, the hippie movement revolutions. And this was more of a peaceful revolution. I think this revolution actually will be a lot less peaceful, guys, because there's going to be shortages of different things. I don't know if you guys follow commodity prices or anything like that, but sugar, things like, there's just things that are going to become in pronounced shortages, whether it's because of geopolitical stuff and or weather modification or weather changes or weather patterns, things like this, things that are actually scientifically proven that are now starting to enter what would affect our economical money printing greed system, because that's all it really is, guys. And basically, as you have all these things happening, it's not things are going to get bad. Things are going to basically go back to how they were, which were, I don't think they've ever been quote unquote good. They've just been better over the last couple years when we've had all this artificial stimulated growth that, again, guys, is not real. None of the stimulated, none of the paychecks, none of the mortgages attached to these people that went out and bought new cars and homes that think that these PPA loans and the money they had saved would save them for the next 30 years. All that is now snowballing very quickly down Mount Everest, guys. And that's what's happening. And that's what I'm saying. You're having a lot of people making a fortune on this idea of like, everything's gonna implode. We're going to the Bitcoin standard. Everything's going to implode. But guys, it was already going in that direction anyways. And again, the stimulated growth goes back to what I was talking about on the channel of ghettos will be ghettos again, and Bitcoin will be Bitcoin again. And what I mean by that is all this artificial growth, guys, it actually did us a big disservice now. And what's going to happen is basically now that everything's going to go back to what it was, it's not going to make a lot of sense for people. It's just simply not going to make a lot of sense for people because they're not going to be able to understand the shift. The shift is going to funnel into all this, everybody's losing everything. Oh, times are tough. Guys, times have always been tough for me. I don't know about you. I've never had an easy time. I see other people seem to be having an easier time than me. But I don't think they're having an easy time either. That's my point, is things have always been like this. This is throughout the chain of history all the way back to the Egyptians and the Mayans. And things have always been like this, guys. It's always been hard. But what's going to happen, guys, with these new aged hippies of sorts is you're going to have the younger generation, guys, really pissed off about what position they're in based on the decisions that I would say it's pretty much, it's in my generation too. We made some of these decisions, but also it's kind of in the older bracket. I feel like, a lot of these people have made these decisions, guys, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to pay the consequences for that. You, me, everybody else watching this video. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. You are gonna have to pay the consequences of this, guys, because it's simply in a system that we all codependently, indirectly and directly depend on each other. It's not that it's going to get bad. It's just going to be more pronounced when the things occur, because there's not going to be a stimulated artificial place to get money. And I mean like businesses borrowing money, guys. I'm not talking about your credit card. We're not talking about Rakesh calling me about not paying my credit card payment when I have the ability to pay it. What we're talking about is when people don't have any money to borrow money to keep these businesses that are basically unsustainable going. That affects a lot more people, guys. That affects the employee that has a max credit line that's defaulting on his home, and it's just a lot of different things, guys. So just try to keep easy, guys. Try to tread easy in this. It's obviously, like I said, the effects now are starting to show, right? That's what we're starting to see, guys. And I'm not trying to make money off this happening, guys. I'm just trying to get you guys to realize that it's happening in crypto too, guys. They're trying to take over BTC. It's literally censorship resistant, we thought, but now it's like, what the fuck do we do, right? It's like, what the fuck do we do to try to salvage the only system we have to maybe hedge some of what could be coming, guys. Binance Coin up to $540. Yeah. Let's pop in the chat, see if anybody's here, guys. So kind of a typically longer than not introduction, guys, but we got to cover other topics on the channel, because if not, you guys are going to have lizard brains, and we're all going to be fucking poor, and we're not going to have any crypto because they're going to take all of our crypto from us. So Mr. Fool's here. No, you're not late, man. We had quite the rant getting going here. So just bear with us, Mr. Fool. We know you're the only one here. So the other two people in the chat are robots. They're robots they're robots monitoring what I say on Google, guys. That's what's going on. So guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Cryptocurrency Theory Show, where we're covering crypto prices, talking about general economy meltdown. Oh, fuck. Sorry about that, Mr. Fool. I couldn't find the mute button fast enough. Guys. I just literally sucked coffee down my windpipe, guys. Good riddance, guys. My point is, guys, is I don't want anybody on this channel to get sucked into the fact that suddenly everything's bad because the news is telling us it's bad. Things are always been like this, guys. You have to realize and wake up and open your eyes that things are always been like this. This is nothing new. It's just, but businesses aren't allowed to borrow money now, and we're not allowed to borrow money now, and so fucking what, guys? So fucking what? Adjust your wallet to make it work, guys. That's all I'm saying. And that's what we're doing here on the channel. That's why we're trying to give you some kind of exit to this stimulated artificial world that people are trying to call reality. Honestly, they're trying to call this reality, guys, and this isn't reality, guys. Okay, this is not reality. Reality is people don't have any fucking money at all. People don't have any money at all, guys, and it's time to get everybody fucking moving. So that's what this is doing. This is going to stimulate. This is going to get the economy moving, guys. But I'm afraid it's going to get this younger generation in kind of in like this anarchist type, rebellious. And guys, there's always been rebellions in every single course of history. Every single day, new rebels are being born. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it could be like the hippie movement, but a little bit more, I don't want to say violent. I just want to say a little bit more motivated towards things that are related to things that are serious issues, not so much just the war, more like the war, food shortages, weather modification, all these things that are affecting all the different dynamics of what somebody with an intellectual mind could assume the current state of the planet is in, guys. And again, I'm not trying to fucking blow smoke up your ass here and tell you because I drive a Tesla, I'm saving the world by, driving an electric car. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying is in periods of time where we've had very, very high indication of analytical tracking data points of high inflation, guys. If we look at it on a graph, we can look at certain periods of time, we can section it off. These are high inflation data points in the entire course of inflation applied to a country or a world economy. And it's going to be a world economy inflation, guys. Once China starts to experience the slightest bit of inflation among goods and services, guys, you can rest assured we're going to run into major problems almost immediately, guys. And that's already what's happening because the central banks, guys, are working with each other. And now companies, they're basically upside down. They're not able to borrow, they're not able to borrow money the same way they were able to borrow during COVID in like the last 10 years, guys. Do you realize that? There's no way for these companies, there's nowhere to grab money for these basically zombie companies, guys. They're basically shouldn't even be around anyways. And it's basically half the retail of America that you see, guys, when you drive through these shopping centers where you have all these Neanderthals going into fucking Bed Bath and Beyond and Babies R Us to buy their fucking diapers. It's the same. These companies are there. They exist. They have payrolls. They have commercial real estate lease obligations. They have all these different things pumping through them as a business, including being publicly traded. But you start pushing the buttons on some of this stuff, guys. Like I said, all it's going to take is a little bit of inflation in China, and the entire thing will collapse. And we're already basically at that point. That's why we've been fucking printing. That's why the money printer hasn't been turned off, guys, is because we're already at that threshold. The amount that has been borrowed that is now moving into default, it will be really the direct reason the system is interrupted, guys. And that's going to affect pretty much everybody. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much crypto you have. It's going to affect everybody. That's happening right now. And people are making a fortune off talking about it, like me right in the second. But the reality of it is there are a few coins and a few ways that you can sidestep some of this. And I like to believe, guys, I like to think in my little peanut brain that the crypto exchanges, the people higher up and the higher ups of crypto kind of saw this coming. I hope they saw this coming, because if they didn't, even we're in trouble. We're going to be, we're going to be defaulting. We're going to be defaulting on reality, guys, because the reality will be, companies won't be able to borrow money. They won't be able to meet their obligations financially on the minimum payments. And then everybody will bankrupt. And that might just be what happens. You might have like a lot of these companies suddenly now that they're not able to leverage their debt obligations on borrowing more debt. We can almost assume it's a recipe for disaster, guys. Like I said, once we hear about the slightest inflation numbers out of China, that's what I'm saying is going to be the tipping point, honestly, because we haven't seen that. We haven't been seeing that, guys. That's not the case. So, yeah, let's try to find ways, guys. Let's try to be actively proactive. We can't just sit around and accept the fate of a world without borrowing. But unfortunately, if you guys are CEOs and you're watching this channel for whatever reason, you guys know your companies are fucked, and most of them out there, and a lot of them on the stock exchange are fucked, and you guys know it. You guys know it that you're fucked. So, it's not your fault solely, but it kind of is. Some of these companies are just built on the promise that they'll always be around and they'll always be profitable, and well, they're not, guys. They're bankrupt. All these shit companies that America's built on, all of them are crap, guys. Not. I don't mean all of them. Like, obviously, there are profitable companies. I'm just saying that most of what you see out there in the real world, not the crypto world, and in the crypto world as well, You know, you have same thing in the crypto world, really. It's just fake. You know, it's just it's based on interest rates going as low as they can, and for them to borrow as much money as they can to stretch out how long they can wait till they default on the minimum payment. I mean, that's basically how companies on Wall Street are set up, guys. That's how they're designed. That's how they are designed. So yeah, let's talk about something positive. I'm trying to give you guys something positive, but you know, this is kind of the current state of the affairs, guys, of the economy. And this is why we've seen BlackRock and all these other people pour into crypto here recently, is because they're trying to get there to protect the last sovereign tool we have as human beings, guys. I mean, it's to that point now. I mean, guys, you can go here in California and eat at pretty much every fast food restaurant with an EBT card. Meaning, if I'm fucking dead broke and I go get a food stamp card, I can go to the Jack in the Box, I can go to El Pollo Loco, Del Taco, and I can eat for free. And that's nothing new, guys. That's been happening for 10 years. But it's like pretty much every fucking restaurant. That's about the only thing I've seen change. I mean, you could do it at a handful of restaurants maybe a decade ago. You know, get a hot meal. But if you don't see the signs, guys, that's why we're here. That's why we're opening up the channel, is to open up your brain here to see that we have limited time, guys. We have limited time, not only as human beings, but limited time to capture what is coming, guys. I mean, what is coming is going to be economic fallout for most people, because once businesses aren't able to borrow more money and they're not able to meet their things like minimum debt obligation payments or payrolls and or restructuring bankruptcy, they're not able to even meet these type minimal things that keep these companies existing. It's all bets off, guys. It's you're going to see massive layoffs continue. Basically, that's what we're going to see. We're going to see massive layoffs continue. We're going to see that trickle down into every aspect of the economy. We're going to see companies go under, and we'll have some resurfacing of things that are probably pretty badass, like crypto. And I think that's what's going on right now. I think we're seeing that moment kind of happen. Hasn't gotten to the actual, we're kind of just rolling down the mountain right now, obviously in a few different sectors of the economy. But, relatively to what we're getting on the news, things are being artificially stimulated still at this moment. They're still being artificially introduced and stimulated towards what we view the real world to be, guys. And that eventually, I can't give you a time frame on when this is going to happen, but I would say we're already in the rut of it. I would say that it's been happening ongoingly for the last maybe year, but obviously more pronounced by the day, because as we start moving into the future, guys, and as we start seeing the wealth transfer move into cryptocurrency, that's when it'll be a little bit more apparent of what's really going on with these dying old school, unsustainable ways of doing things. Everybody needs water, guys, me included. So again, guys, not to scare you, I'm trying to actually get you guys to just see the sense of urgency on here. There's a reason why you're broker than you were a couple years ago. If you're not, there's definitely a reason you have more debt. And if you're not, and you have more money, then obviously you've reached the channel at a perfect time. But I would say for most people watching the channel, it's the first two. It's not the last one. So guys, we are live on the channel, on the chat. Every time I get coffee, I come on here, start chatting up a storm about crypto. And we're going to start doing more general economy stuff, guys, just because I want to try to reach a bigger audience. Obviously, the channel's growing. We want to talk about other topics that are directly related to crypto, because, guys, everything is related to money. Whether you want to believe that or not is up to you, but everything is. So therefore, everything is related to crypto. See what I'm saying here? You guys are being quiet today. Maybe I'm just talking about the wrong topics today. Pump that coin! Pump that coin! I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got to talk about something that actually matters, guys, like crypto. We can't be talking about stuff that is basically you know, just worthless and pointless. You know, things that matter are money, right? I would say most people watching this channel have a general concern about their future, their well-being, and their money. Damn, you guys really aren't saying nothing today. I'm just messing around, guys. I know it's one of those days. My point is, guys, is I'm here to be your voice of reasoning. You're gonna have to try, and what I'm gonna have to try to do too, is basically we need to find we need to find a way to sustain without giving up crypto positions, right? A lot of people in crypto, guys, they have this idea that there's going to be a moment in time that they sell everything and everything's going to be perfect and fixed at that point. And then there's going to be another time after that where they can come back in and everything be even better than the last time. Let me tell you the big problem with that. That's not going to happen like that. Okay, for most people. Where you're at right now, and today is March 12th, 2024. You only can get in a better position from here. Okay? There's not going to be a way for you to somehow time something good and then at the future and then time it again in the future. You'll time it bad now or in the upcoming weeks or months or years or decades, or you'll time it at another future point where you think you'll time it better. And both will be bad, likely. Both will not be good positions for you to leave in crypto, guys. And that's what we keep talking about, with these coins, is that for the most part, the crypto chats are quiet today, right? There's a reason why, guys, these chats, I open these up daily because I know certain days are going to be different, guys. If we had a massive pump right now, we would be having the chat, everybody would coming in, we'd all be lighting cigars, we'd all be fucking, talking about going to BCH Bliss, we'd all be fucking, there'd be no NFT tickets for sale because there wouldn't be any more for sale. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Times are not good. They've never been good for most people, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's never been good for me. Things get bad. Okay. How's that going to get bad for me? Things couldn't get any worse, so how could it get bad? My point is, guys, is financially, what we're talking about financially, guys, on the channel is for most people coming into this channel, things are not financially good. We don't see good financial things. We can only find good financial opportunities to make our situations better. So that's what we're constantly trying to do, guys. That is what I'm trying to constantly hammer into your brains here on the channel, is that we're constantly trying to make our financial position better, right? And I see people dropping out of the chat here, guys, but the fact of the matter is if you guys have been looking into this crypto channel just in the last few months, you're up over 5 to 10x on pretty much most of the things we're talking about. You're at up over 200% minimum. Do you understand that what we've been talking about is a 200%? Hey, Alan, what's good? Is a 200 minimum percent gain. That means if you guys have been watching this channel since, I would say, November, you're up over 200% on whatever dollar amount you attach dollars to. Whatever buying power you think you can get out with those good old greenbacks, that's what you got. You got 200% more. So, yeah, I'm not voting blue. I don't know why everybody thinks, guys, for some reason, everybody that doesn't agree with what I'm saying about how the state of the economy is automatically thinks I'm like a liberal, or they automatically think like, I'm letting Joe Biden sniff my hair. And I'm telling you guys, you couldn't be farther from the truth. I am trying to get you guys to understand that at some point, guys, we got to have this idea that these politicians and stuff and these governments and stuff, they're just not really doing a good job, nor is most of society, guys. And that is why we're trying to place these ideals in your head that if you want to be a good worldly citizen, going into the future, it's going to take a couple requirements from you, as a person to do this. If you just want to be one of these people that's, wearing raising a Trump flag and, with a gun strapped to your leg, thinking that you have it all figured out, as your opponent is sitting there with blue hair and a fucking face mask, like, you guys can have fun with that. I'm trying to actually step out of that and say, what do all these things have in common? How are they all bad? But more importantly, guys, how can we make these type things better? And that's what we're trying to do here on the channel. We're not trying to tell you guys to go out, create chaos or anarchy. All that stuff's going to happen inevitably because of the policies that governments have done, guys. These policies that have been implemented by the people higher up have basically caused a direct rundown in our general welfare as human beings, guys. And what we're talking about is basically, how are we going to fucking fix this? And what we're going to do, and I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to do. You guys can do whatever you guys want. I mean, you guys can come into the chat, leave the chat, call me a liberal, call me a Republican, call me whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to be doing. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to figure out a way to make a lot of dollars. And then I'm going to find a way to take those dollars and basically burn them, guys. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing illegal about burning those dollars. And what I mean by burning them is they're gone. They are absolutely out of that fiat system now. They're in crypto. They no longer exist. They might exist in some kind of weird check and balance world that, dollars are going to exist in the future, but they're going to be worthless. They're going to be fiat. They're going to be fiat dog shit. The fiat system is going to collapse, and they're going to introduce the CBDC system to say this is what we have to have for it to work, so this doesn't happen again with our fiat system. That's what's going to happen, guys. Mark my words. It's definitely on the horizon, guys, and it's coming really quick to the system. So again, voting blue isn't going to help. Voting red isn't going to help. So you guys figure that out, guys. I'll talk to you later. Take care.